Everyone, my name is Ani and I will be doing a makeup tutorial about lining your upper lid today. The 3 steps that we are going to cover are lining with a pencil liner, lining with a gel liner, and finally lining with a liquid liner. Now before I actually get started, I would like to say that I have been doing makeup for about 5 years now, and when I first tried doing liner on my upper lid, it was a disaster. So don't get discouraged if it takes a while to get it right. I know that it seems easy when someone else does it, but when you try it out, it's difficult. It takes a lot of practice. And the second thing that I want to go over is products. When I started, I was using drugstore products, and actually today I will be using drugstore products. So you can get really awesome results with those products, and I actually think that if you have a product that's not super high quality and you master it and you end up being really good at nailing it, then you'll probably be even better with a higher quality product. So when you do decide to step up the ladder and, buy something a little more expensive, a little more gauged towards what you would like and your interests, you're gonna be really good at it. So start out small and work your way up, and I hope that you guys enjoy this video. Let's begin. Alright, so the first thing that we're gonna go over is a pencil liner. Now the one I've got here is just a plain black liner, and I've sharpened it. You want to make sure that your pencil is sharpened, and I got this at a drugstore, and it actually came from the Halloween aisle, so it actually doesn't have a brand. And obviously you want to probably use something that's a little more waterproof or softer, but just for beginners, try it out with any pencil. So what you want to do with a pencil liner is you want to start out in the middle of your lid, and so the first thing that I'm going to do is just place my liner right here and slowly draw a line towards the outer corner of your eye. Like so. And then I'm going to slowly extend that line closer and closer to my inner corner. And you want to get as close as you can to your eyelashes. You don't want to have any skin between your line and your lash line, because this technique makes for your eyes to look bigger. So really take your time, because you want to have a really crisp line and perfect it. And if you need to take your time in between to resharpen your pencil, do that. Now here comes the corner part. You can do different things to the corner. You can leave it at the end of your lashes and just kind of taper it inward, like so. Or you can extend the line out. Like so. Now, depending on your preference as well as your eye shape and what you think looks best, you can make this dip more filled in, and then kind of connect it to the overall line that you've created. And what I like to do at the end is take my pinky finger and run it right by it and wipe it, and that creates that swooshy effect that I really like. And then you can keep perfecting that with your pencil, but be really light and feathery with this technique. Now, for the corner part, you can either bring the liner inward or extend it out if you want to do a full-on eye. But for today's tutorial, we're going to focus on the upper lid. So this is the pencil liner. And this works really well with a pencil that's semi-soft. A hard pencil is going to drag your lid across, and it's painful, and it creates these weird marks that don't get everywhere evenly. A really soft pencil is going to smudge on you, and so you want to try out for something a little less soft. Also, a trick that I learned is if your pencil is really soft, put it in the freezer for like 5 minutes. That'll harden it enough to make it glide better rather than just kind of come off onto your lid. So this is what pencil liner looks like, and now we're going to move on to gel liner. Alright, now that my pencil liner is off, I'm going to demonstrate how to use a gel liner. Now, gel liners come in different brands. This one is Physicians Formula, and it comes in a pack of 3 with a lavender color and a dark brown and a black with very tiny purple sparkles that don't really show. But you can get them in different brands, and I really like this one because it doesn't come off with water, and it creates a really crisp, slick black line. And so let's get started. So what you want to do is take your clean brush, and you're going to want to kind of dip it in, but you don't want to have a lot of the product on, and this is a very soft product, so what I'm going to do is literally wipe it on my hand like this to really smooth it onto the brush. And what I'm doing is flattening the brush so that I can make a thin line. So now that I have the product, I'm going to start, and the process is very similar. I'm going to start in the middle and work my way out. So very slowly, I'm going to drag this line toward my outer corner, and it gets tricky because your eyelashes can get in the way, so you just have to be careful. And I'm also wearing mascara right now, which you would usually do after putting on the liner. Now I'm going to go back to the start and slowly add this line, and it does get a little tricky. And I need a little more product, so I'm going to dip it in and wipe it on my hand again. Okay, and now I can decide whether or not I want to make that into a swooshy like I did with the other one. So I'm gonna finish it off like this first. So that's how it looks. And if you want to swoosh it out, you can do that. And you want the line to follow the angle of your bottom lid, more or less. So you want it to kind of go up. And again, very lightly feather this really sharp point with the brush. And there I go, messing up. So I'm going to wipe it, and I'm actually going to use makeup remover tip that I got from Revlon, and it's really great because it lasts forever, and it's called an eraser pen, and it has like an oil-based makeup remover. So you just put that on the area, kind of dab it on, and then you see these black marks. So I'm going to take a nice little Q-tip and just wipe that off. And now if I'm happy with my line, I can leave it the way it is. Or if I want to keep going at it, I can make it a little sharper. Make sure you keep flattening that brush. If you have an angle brush, it's very, very easy to use an angle brush on this method. So now it's like really sharp and pointy, and you can decide on the length, and you can decide whether or not you want to fill this space in more and make it less of a dip based on your eye shape and preference. So now that we're done with this technique, we are ready to move on to liquid liner. Alright, it's time for liquid liner. Now, this one I think is the trickiest of all of them because you have less control since the brush is so skinny and it kind of bends really easily. And I wouldn't recommend starting out with this if you're a beginner, just because it can get very overwhelming. I mean, I still mess up with this sometimes, even today. Also, another point to make, this brand is Maybelline Ultraliner, and it tends to dry like a skin, and so if it gets stuck to your lashes, it's a little painful to take off. So really look into brands that work for you, because this may not be the product that you want to use. However, the principle is the same. They all come with a really thin and kind of long brush. It's about 1/4 inch long. So I'm going to start. I'm going to try and get a lot of product on this brush, and this stuff is really dark and it spreads like crazy, so you want to be really slow with it. So here is my attempt. So you want to start again in the middle. And slowly work your way over to the outer corner. Keep dipping into the product as it comes off the brush pretty quickly. Okay, and it's really shiny, so it'll actually get less shiny when it dries. And now see how I connected it? And you want to do that while it's wet, because it makes a smoother line. Now I'm going to keep smoothing. And I've got to finish up both of my corners. So I'm going to do the inner corner first. Here it is. Once again, following the line of my lower eyelid, I'm going to create this swooshy, or also known as cat eye look. And I like to fill in the dip that is created. Alright, and there is our liquid liner look. Alrighty, now that we're done with all three methods, I would like to thank you all for watching my video, and if you enjoyed it, please like it on my YouTube channel. This is actually my first video, so I'm very open to suggestions and questions and comments and even requests. Actually, if you have any requests that I feel capable of doing, I will definitely look into it and make another video. So please feel free to comment. Thank you guys, and I will see you all later.